Mm. Oh God, I got the soda in front of the microphone. I'm missing one YouTube. Oh. And I'm hearing YouTube started. Hello, Sprecher. Podcast people, Shantae Brown Sugar Talk and the Black Unicorns. And I'm talking about what is anxiety. And I'll be doing a Shaketi Ed show too today about helping kids with anxiety. And sometimes you know they have it and you can't really diagnose them because you're a teacher. So teachers can't always diagnose the kids, but you can help them. And sometimes you are the cause of anxiety. Let's just keep it real, because some of you just black. You ain't, this paper gotta be this way. Just sit your ass down and leave the kids alone. Leave them the fuck alone. The world already did enough. Retire, bitch. Then if you can't understand, retire. And that's where I'm at on it. Retire, hoe. Retire to a whole nother place. Okay, what is anxiety? It's a fight or flight response. And this is when I say I'm throwing myself out the window. So anxiety is a normal emotion that everyone feels at some point in their life. And sometimes it's for the best and sometimes it's for the worst. Sometimes in the earlier years you get anxiety, it's probably for the best. This is because of something in our brain called fight or flight response. It's an adaptation. An adaptation to survival. Humans developed this response as cavemen because it was so much more dangerous. It was a dangerous time to live. And so that's what it is. So it's like if they run away from something, whatever. So the fight or flight response meant that cavemen's bodies went into survival mode whenever their brains sensed danger. This meant their heart rate and blood pressure would increase, so they had a better chance of running away, fighting the danger. So, there's only so much flight you can take. And so you have like, and I do this differently because somebody else will tell you something different. But from my own experience, we'll have the symptoms. At some point, you get so fed up with your own bullshit. And I'm going to tell you what the bullshit is. It's the symptoms of anxiety. So you will get so fed up with that bullshit that you'll actually throw yourself out the fucking window. Where it's just like, fuck it. I'm just going to get back on my whole positivity and help myself. So, this is when you throw yourself. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. It's the symptoms of anxiety. That is what I'm saying. This is all the stuff we go through before we just throw ourselves out the fucking window and be like, no, I feel better. Okay, so when the fight or flight response kicks in and our heart rate and blood pressure increases, we might notice some of the following symptoms. Dizziness. You might feel like you lightheaded. Like I always get like lightheaded, flighty up here. Shaking. I don't shake. Panicky. Okay. It might be an emergency for me and it's like nothing for you. Like when we look like, why is this such an emergency? It's because you fucking with my fucking life or something. Like you don't understand how much you poisoning or disinfecting something. Like it's like infecting something. I'm sorry, because some people don't disinfect. You get a headache. You get worried. You get a stomach ache. That's like one of the ones I always get. I have to go shit. I'm not joking. Now it's just like that's where the joke came from. Let that shit out. I was serious. Blow that shit out. Kevin Hart's joke. That's where it came from. Let that shit out. I'd be like, boy, you better go shit. You just scared. You might feel like you can't do something. Like here's the news. Like I said, y'all about Phaedra all the time. Like she couldn't tell her mama she was pregnant. That's probably part of my story too. But still, she didn't want to tell her mama she was pregnant. So, like tense muscles, shortness of breath, angry, a faster heartbeat. You can get frustrated easily, upset. You might just sit there and start feeling sick, nervous, or dry mouth and sweating. Look, that can only happen so much. before you like, bitch, I'm finna get up and dust myself off. That's all of it. All that stuff you go through, when you throw yourself out the window, that's when you just getting better. So that's all I'm saying. Oh man, I just messed that up. Please don't let me have lost it. I touched the thing. I had ketchup on it, darling. Okay. So it's like a smoke alarm. Imagine if you have a smoke alarm that is overly sensitive and it goes off all the time, even when it isn't a real fire. So that's what it is. It's like, oh my God, you have to protect yourself. And PTSD is sort of protecting yourself too. When you have a problem with anxiety or fight or flight response, it's just like, I can't read it. It's just like this. It goes off and causes the symptoms of anxiety, even if there isn't any real danger. So it's just something that we naturally have. By understanding fight or flight and where anxiety comes from, we can better learn to manage it and feel better. So I have sensitive skin, all types of stuff. So I'm in the hospital. This bitch gonna try to give me somebody else's arm thing. Then the man, he tried to do it too. Y'all, because people try to do sneaky shit like that and it's nasty, I'm just like, that gives me an anxiety attack because you constantly trying to get over on people. And like I said, maybe y'all need to retire, because just because somebody black, or skin is black, don't mean that they black like you. That's why I always respect the culture. And that's what I'm saying. Black people have to respect other black people. Even if we grew up on the same street. Like I said, we are mostly Native American. I'm mostly Native American, but we are part Native American. Even though we don't really recognize them, we grew up in a black neighborhood. I am recognized as being Jewish. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not about to do everything that you do. And I was actually raised as a Jewish person, whether y'all think so or not. I was also raised as if I was English. Like, we actually sit our table on Sunday. We sit down, everything. So, and most people in East St. Louis do. We sat down and had tea. I grew up with older women. So my culture, therefore, is not like yours. So when you doing little shit I was also trained by OSHA. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's like when people doing shit, it's actually causing people. This is the adult show. I'm gonna talk about the kids later, but it actually causes us to have anxiety. So you can't just say, well, I'm gonna burn you with this pressing cone because when I was little, my mama did it. That's black. No, maybe your mama never burnt you with a pressing cone because maybe you never needed a pressing cone. So you can't just assume that everybody got to be burnt with some curling irons. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like the traumatic shit y'all do. Use sea breeze for these little boys instead of trying to put that fucking alcohol on them, because that's abusive. If you already know the shit hurt, why would you continue to use it when you know you can disinfect with something else? And all it's called is toner. Just use toner instead of using some fucking alcohol. And so you'll just be thinking that y'all got to do this because we black. But I'm not your black. You understand what I'm saying? Our black is actually protected by Native Americans and by being Jewish. We are actually protected. But you see the color of our skin and you think we can do whatever the fuck we want to her. No, you will die. They will actually find a fucking way to kill your dumb ass. They'll find a way to fuck up your life. So it's like, you sitting here thinking that everything gonna be okay because you yourself feel not protected as a black person. But you use your black privilege to fuck over people. You use your black privilege to create trauma. And that's why I'm doing this today, because that's something you'll be thinking, well, we don't got anxiety. Bitch, you got it. I don't have PTSD. Ho, you got it. I don't have PTSS. Yes, you do. So PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. You cause it by doing the same shit over and over, talking about because somebody black. And it's usually older black people. You see what I'm saying? My age. I'm going to even say my age too. Y'all forever think that somebody got to do something like you because we black. I don't want to be abused because I'm black. Ain't the system doing enough? You see what I'm talking about? And y'all think the shit be funny. It's not funny. It's causing anxiety. Because most kids don't want to live like that either. Don't nobody want to be hurt because they black. The other part is this. Oh my God. PTSS. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. And that's why you do it. Because you have enslaved yourself into this situation. But then you would get mad at somebody that's articulate, that's creative, because you don't because to you it's in a sense you know that that's freedom. So instead of you creating the freedom, you still inbound people to being black. And so therefore that's how black privilege has been created. So now I get away with it because both of us are black and this is just part of their culture. It is not part of my culture. It's not. My son wants to grow up with his hair nappy as fuck, and I'm here for it too. If he want to dread it, he don't want to. He just want it to be outstandingly nappy, and that's what I want him to do. So it is just like that is something I don't need nobody putting the rubber bands all that. You see what I'm saying? It's like really that's what it is. Let a black person have their culture. I even come from the culture of Houston, Texas, and Louisiana. Even though I grew up in East St. Louis, the only culture I really had in East St. Louis is education. That's it. Nothing else. And the rest of it was with my family. And we were very private people. We still are. They still are. My family is still private. Because y'all still ain't going to know who the fuck they are. I don't care if every person I say to you on the street is my cousin. You will still never know who my blood family is. Because y'all not coming to kill nobody else in my fucking family. I'm not fucking playing. It wasn't your fucking business. So anyway, that's it for today. That's what anxiety is. It's a flight or fight response. And that is how you stop it in the black community. Because that is something that really does get under my skin. I am not black like you, honey. I'm not even black like my family. I'm black like me. We have some similarities, but we don't all have to be the same. And you don't have to create trauma in the black community for you to feel like we getting somewhere. And that's it. Today I was going to give a narrative therapy tree of life. I did a show on that. You can do the tree of life, and I showed you guys an example. So maybe I'll do it another day. But for today, that's it. That's it. Because y'all have been, everything that has been, anytime somebody says they have anxiety or PTSD, it's because somebody has caused them to have it. It is not because it's like they have some schizophrenia or something like that. That's hereditary. If the mama has schizophrenia, the kids can get schizophrenia. You see what I'm saying? Or the grandkids. That's something that runs in the family. I don't have any schizophrenia in my family, so therefore I won't have schizophrenia. Anxiety and PTSD was caused outside of my family. It was also caused from people not respecting my boundaries. So that's not something that I have, and that's the same thing for everybody else. PTSD is caused because you don't want to, because you were raised in a certain way and you think that that's because of your culture or whatever, and it's not. So it's time for you to stop the trauma. It's time for you to stop the abuse. And even if you can't stop it, that is why I created the case. You see? So anyway, that's it for me today. Again, I'm saying it again. Shantae Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicorns telling you guys to fuck off if you can't recognize that you have anxiety and PTSD. And stop causing trauma for other people by doing dumb shit that's unsanitary and unnecessary. Have a good day. Oh my god, I'm still streaming. I'm so sorry. Streaming and eating.